become toxic?
I mean, it's so broad in that, because you could recognize it in the moment, or you could recognize it. And I've been in this situation where you've allowed things to happen. And maybe you didn't say nothing in year one, but here you are 5 years out and you're blowing your stack, and you're like, and you can look back and be like, it started way back then. And it was my responsibility to, to grab my part of that and walk through that. So it happens on both. I don't think that there's a aha moment. It's just that you have to recognize that if you're trying to change something, you have to be able to go with the Michael Jackson man in the mirror right now. You got to look at yourself.
Right.
And so how can I be a part of this change?
Right.
And how did I contribute towards this toxicity? Whether I allowed it to happen or I was just speaking out of ignorance most of the time, not being able to shut it down and come back later on. There's so many facets to it of the reason why things can go toxic.
I know for me, I've struggled with a tremendous amount of rejection, right? And a lot of that is just not being heard, or feelings not being acknowledged. And then I find myself over talking. And it's like, for me, I can listen and I can hear, but when I don't feel like I'm being acknowledged or affirmed, then I can't sit and listen to your concern. I can't, but so when I'm communicating, I try to affirm, acknowledge, I hear you, I understand. And, I can see why you maybe felt that way, but then I also express, well, this is how I felt. And I'm looking for the same thing in return. And then when you don't get it, it just makes it all bad.
You hit the trigger. If I had to hit the top two triggers for Elam, that is one not being heard. Now, I perpetuated that in a previous relationship because I didn't voice myself. I felt like that my level of self-worth, of being able to say the way I feel matters, I didn't do it. It was more like, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? So now, knowing what that looks like on the other side, I'm now like, okay, I make sure that I express, okay, I matter. What I have to say. And if you think that it's just going to be, happy wife, happy life type situation, or it's just all me coming to you, this is not going to work. This is going, I matter. I'm going to speak about this today. You matter. You want to speak about yours tomorrow, but we're going to both listen to each other. And what I have is going to come into consideration, or we just can't do this.